I got a golden pig from my employer. I don't know really why, but that's not what we're gonna talk about today. Today we're gonna talk about how much does it cost to live in Zürich, Switzerland for a month. Let's find out.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name.
Okay, so before I start this video, I just wanted to say that you can get away and living quite cheap in this city if you really want to, but I'll mention that in a few minutes. First of all, I want to go through like how much does it cost to live here, food, everything like that. So this apartment, as I'm standing in right now, looks pretty good, right? This apartment cost about like 2,500 to 3,000 Swiss franc per month. And what that includes is this is a service apartment, so they come and clean every Friday. So that's really fucking expensive, right? It is really expensive, but it's also 80 square meters. It's quite of a big apartment. It's very central. It's in Haltbrücke. That's like, yeah, 15 minutes walk from the central station, so it's very central. And if you want to go to the airport, it's only 15 minutes by train. So it costs quite a lot to live here. However, in this apartment you can live like 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 in this apartment because it's 2 bedrooms. Speaking of transportation is one thing that is quite expensive here. I just got from the airport. I bought one of these tickets and you see it's 6.8 Swiss francs to just get into the city. Another thing, if you're traveling within the city, you can travel within half an hour with the tram or the train. That costs 2.7 Swiss francs. Traveling is very expensive, however, it's very efficient. Like you can find train to whatever smallest village in the whole country basically. So yes, it costs a lot, but it's also very efficient. If you want to go and let's say go skiing, you can go to a place called Flumserberg, and Flumserberg is like 1 hour away from here, and you see it costs like 35 Swiss franc, which is, yeah, so it's kind of expensive, but that's also to go to a skiing resort with really nice skiing, so that you have to consider. The third thing is of course food, and food is really freaking expensive in this city if you're eating out. So if you go and just, I don't know, go to a normal restaurant and order normal pasta or something like that, it will end up on like between 20 and 30 Swiss franc. You might get away a little bit cheaper if you go to really cheap restaurant, but usually it's really expensive to eat out here. And another thing I wanted to say, when I got here I started to eat like a sandwich and a drink for lunch, and even those things are quite expensive in this city. If you're having like a normal sandwich and a drink, you will end up in like 10 to 15 Swiss franc. So yes, to live out and eat and enjoy food from this country is really freaking expensive. However, buying food from a store, a local store here, it's super duper cheap. And of course, Lidl and Aldi are the 2 cheapest places. I think they're both German chains, and you can get away super duper cheap if you cook your food. They also have the most fancy Lidl I've ever seen in a city. Look at this. Even if you're buying like a lot of cheese, if you want to do cheese fondue or raclette or something like that, if you're doing it at home, you can get so much value for your money compared to if you go to a restaurant. When it comes to alcohol, yes, it's also freaking expensive, but come on, I come from Sweden, I come from Stockholm, and well, I'm not from Stockholm, but I live this. So anyways, everything with alcohol related is super freaking expensive. So if you're buying alcohol out, it will add up. If you're buying alcohol in a store somewhere, it's way cheaper. So I don't want to really encourage people to like stay home and cook food and drink back home, but if you're on a budget, that's really how you can actually save a lot of money. If you want to go out and meet people though, yes, then I would recommend you a website called Meetup.com. I've been using it every single day since I got here. And you can go to event and meet people, either it's expats or it's I don't know, I'm into blockchain, so I go to a lot of blockchain events. If you're going to like cooking classes, there's a lot of events happening, and usually there they actually serve a lot of free beer and free food. So you can probably go there probably every night and drink and eat for free. So if you're on a budget, that's actually a really good way to like save money. Another thing that you also have to consider though when we're living and working here, I mean, I could never survive on my Chinese salary here, but since I'm working for a Swiss company, I get Swiss salary, and Swiss salaries, I'm just saying, yeah, they're way higher. So when you're living here and working here, yes, you will spend a lot of money, but you will also earn a lot of money. So that you have to consider, and the taxes are way lower here compared to my country, because Sweden is the highest taxed country in the world. One of the things I also wanted to add to that, like there's a lot of big companies here. If you're into banking, like UBS, Credit Suisse are here, Google is here, ABB is here. There's a lot of big companies in this city, so I don't think it will be that difficult to find a job. There's a lot of people just coming here and actually applying for a job here. The startup community here is quite small because it's very expensive to live here, but I don't think it will be that difficult to actually find a job for you when you're coming here. If you want more information about that, please comment below and I'll help you with that. This video was very much for people that want to live here, not to travel here. I made a video here if you're just traveling here to Zürich and Switzerland, so go and check that out if you're just traveling. If you want to live here, this is the best video. Comment below if you have any more questions, and I'll see you, I don't know, in another country next time. Bye bye. Wow!